Hi everybody, welcome back to 2.0. I'm Mark, how you doing? This is coming from the Conservative Tribune. Police finally admit armored vehicles are for fighting constitutionalists with guns. Um, Basically, in the wakes of the Ferguson riots with military-style tactics and military vehicles by law enforcement, many liberals distrust the police and think that officers target people unfairly and generally innocent people are targeted. On the other side of the issue, conservatives often support law enforcement but have concerns over their rights thereof and that they're basically being eroded. Now it seems like all the concerns may be valid. Recently, resident in Spokane Valley, Washington, asked a sheriff's deputy to explain why the department needed armored vehicles that had previously been used in places like Iraq. Deputy answers was troubling. But for special situations such as a major riot, he gave much more shocking answer. Or than a riot, he gave a shocking answer. Guy basically says, I mean, we've got a lot of constitutionalists and a lot of people that stockpile weapons, lots of ammunition, the deputy stated. They have weapons here locally, you know. In other words, anybody that has any ammo or guns is going to be labeled a constitutionalist, Tea Partier, and you name it, you're going to get shot. Anyways, in a statement also by the Mad World News, the officer says yes, apparently believes the Americans who support the Constitution are a significant threat and military vehicles are necessary to defend them against them. Blah, blah, blah. Try not to read line by line. And of course, this deputy may not speak for his department, and his statement does not represent the views of every law enforcement officer. Nonetheless, it is troubling. And basically, the fact that a sheriff's deputy believes exercising the right to keep and bear arms makes people extremists is both silly and frightening. But here it is, folks, black and white. They basically came out and said it. Now, people may knock me for using these, but when they give sources by names and other things, I go with it. You can choose not to read it, I don't care. But this is going to be it, you know? They're finally saying, hey, look, it's coming down to that point, and everybody's saying, hey, it's coming down to that point. Don't know when, don't care when. You know? It's getting bad all over the place, and they basically need to thin out the herd. Well, who do they thin out first? Those who believe they're defending themselves. Oh well. For the record, I'm not a constitutionalist. But when the time comes, folks, anyone with a handgun or any shotgun will be labeled a constitutionalist, a Tea Partier, a domestic terrorist, a threat, and the women will be asked for favors and everything else, and when they don't do it, they're just going to be raped, shot, killed, and the men are going to be dragged out in the street and killed just as firmly. So, when it all comes down to it, folks, they're coming to cull the herd. They're not coming to do much else. These are no longer your cops that are going to be given DUIs and marijuana charges. But it is what it is, a culling of the herd.